Alright, we're recording for chapter 9, and this one might end up being shorter. We'll see. So we finally are actually meeting Padme in this, and, okay, I know there's one thing stated that is wrong. I'm trying to find another that I'm pretty sure is the case, but, here. Okay, actually, yeah, the first note is, in fact, the thing that I know is wrong, because she actually says, okay, this is Padme Amidala. I get that it's a person's style, I don't care for it. She's an astonishingly accomplished young woman who in her short life has been already the youngest ever elected queen of her planet. That is false. In Attack of the Clones, it was stated that she was only the second youngest. So, good job knowing the previous material, dude. I'm sorry, but it's like it is a explicit statement here, and it was an explicit statement there. And guess what? That one should win since it was the older one. You made the mistake. So always try to avoid making mistakes like that. Had to fix that typo. Okay, so the next one, we get more of the pretentious writing that I just so love. Okay. Still part of her, this is Padme Amidala thing. It's just talking about her and all that, and quasi-introducing her, but overdoing a lot of it. She's Anakin Skywalker's wife. Yet wife is a word too weak to carry the truth of her. Wife is such a small word, such a common word, a word that can come from a downturned mouth with so many petty, unpleasant echoes. For Padme Amidala saying, I am Anakin Skywalker's wife, is saying neither more nor less than I am alive. It's like, okay, this is pretentious gobbledygook, and I really, really dislike it. Because I'm sure there's plenty of women who are wives, plenty of wives out there who feel no different from her, perhaps feel even more strongly than she does, and the word wife is no problem. I mean, it is pretentious. That is exactly it. I don't use that word too much, but I'm a little uncertain about its definition, but I'm pretty sure, no, this is exactly that definition. Because, I mean, a way to think of it is this. It's insulting the word, saying, oh, it's insufficient. It's like, it has that meaning, though. Like, all of this meaning is attached to that word. You're dismissing it is really dismissing that meaning. Like, oh, I'm so special. It's like, no, this is what you are. Like, it does capture all that. There are different kinds of wives, yes, but it still is rather different relationships that a wife can have with her husband, but it still is. That is the word. And it's very pretentious, and it annoys me. I mean, it would be, what is a better word? I mean, you'd have to invent one, but ultimately it would be a word with the same meaning, so why are you bothering with that? I mean, it's just, be happy with the word. And stop, it is also an insult to the word itself, and it's just because it is too small a word, only 4 letters, well, so's love, for that matter, so you're saying that we need to change that? I mean, it's like, so what? I mean, some words are longer, some words are shorter. I don't even know all the etymological reasons for that, but is there? Such a common word. It's like, it's actually kind of a good thing, isn't it? That there are plenty of people that are getting married. I mean, it's like, I don't. I mean, if you're saying common as in vulgar, that kind of vulgar does actually mean common, but like the common language, so colloquial might be a better way to put it than vulgar. It's like, yeah, so it's like it is the word that it's pretentious, and I hate that. You know what? Actually, because as I did say, I don't use that word enough. Let me actually check its definition. I don't think I'm making a fool of myself. I might be, though, and I don't. Claiming that or behaving as if one is important or deserving of merit when such is not the case. Yeah, yeah. Showing or betraying an attitude of superiority. Yep. Marked by extravagant or presumptuous outward show. Yeah. More so the first two definitions that it gave me. Yeah. But no, that is exactly the word. So I was correct. Yay. The part of the reason why I was a little unsure is I see the root of pretend there, and it is like you are pretending to be more than you are. That does align with it, but I still wanted to be certain. All right. Is this the next page? There's actually a couple things. Okay. Okay, I don't feel like reading all that. A fair amount of it is basically just defining how she sees Anakin, which is fine. I mean, there's. I'm going to say something I know some people might not like, but there's nothing inherently wrong with describing a wife by describing the husband. Because it is what a wife and husband are supposed to be to and for each other, two halves of the same whole. Describing one does give you information on the other, so that there is nothing wrong with doing that. But there is still one thing that she says that I do find. Again, it's kind of pretentious, but in a different way. This is why she would not allow their marriage to become public knowledge. This is after a whole bunch of description of him. Her husband needs to be a Jedi. Saving people is what he was born for. To take that away from him would cripple every good thing in his troubled heart. It has acknowledged that he has these different faults, like the troubled heart, but that she still loves him and all that, and in some ways even for that reason. But it's like, wait, only Jedi can save people? I don't think that's how that works. It's not like he's out, if he left the Order, he is suddenly incapable of doing that. And also, it is not unreasonable. I mean, we haven't gotten to it just yet, but she's pregnant, gonna have kids. It's not unreasonable that he could even be like, woman, I'm out. No, I'm gone from there. I'm gonna be husband and dad, okay? That's all gone. Don't need any of that. But don't you need to rescue people? It's like, I will be saving you. I mean, it's like, some men would absolutely do that. Arguably, kind of going back to Attack of the Clones, the whole I wanted him to basically say, I want to leave, but then the war pulls him in. Arguably, you could still have this moment here where, and he does kind of have it a little later, but that's another point to talk about. But the idea of him basically saying, once this war is done, and it nearly is, Dooku is dead. If we get rid of Grievous, it's over. He could just recognize, at that point, I'm out. I've done my bit for king and country. It's just you. Okay? It's going to be just you and the kid. There's no reason he couldn't make that statement here. And in a way, he does. But it's just, I find it odd, this whole, her saying that as though there is no alternative for him. He could choose a different life for himself, but it is also, there's other ways he could serve. He could help people. So, yeah, it is stupid. Okay. So I'm not sure where I'd find it, looking back in previous chapters, but the whole she's pregnant, she does. So talking about him being gone, she sees a burn scar high on his cheek, which you don't really see it in that image, but it is in the movie. Yeah, you were hurt, nothing serious, just an unfriendly reminder to keep on my lightsaber practice. 5 months. It was almost a moan. 5 months. How could they do that to us? This is her speaking. I find it curious she's saying 5 months, because I'm pretty sure it had said 6 months previously. And this, to be clear, is a reference. I mean, I put in my notes, because I'm pretty sure it had been stated, but I've not been able to spot it clearly. I did see one spot where it did say that they'd been in the Outer Rim for months, but I'm still fairly certain that no, 6 months was stated for how long he and Obi-Wan were in the Outer Rim doing their stuff before coming to rescue the Chancellor, the Palpatine. I don't remember exactly where it is, and it's one of those small enough details coming across it is not going to be the easiest. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how we now have a month different between those, aside from just error that somebody should have caught. I mean, I could. So this is something I actually looked up because I was curious, because I've seen some people try to claim that a human pregnancy is actually 10 months, not 9. Well, no, it's not. It is 9 months, but it's measured from the first missed menstrual cycle. So it is basically 9 months plus 2 weeks, approximately. So I could see it being that, but no, she's saying 5 months as how long they've been gone. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it said it was 6 months before. I think I've said that previously in videos, but I am not sure where it is exactly in here, because it's such a small detail. I'm not sure just scanning through if I'd be able to spot it. But I know it did say they were out there for months. Anyhow, what's the next thing? Oh, yeah, no, it was also the whole, and I did look this up. Apparently, well, yeah, it's not apparently. By 6 months, you'd expect her to be showing, so it's, how is this still a secret? But there was a mention, I want to see if I can find it. There's a mention about her flowing robes. And definitely some of what he says I do like. Okay, I think it's earlier than this, because this is getting to that. But it's like, what are we going to do? We're going to be happy. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to do it together, all three of us. But no buts, no worries. You worry too much as it is. I have to, because you never worry at all. And it's like, I do appreciate that that's his response. But at the same time, there is some weird stuff later that I kind of wish was called out. Okay, yeah, here it is. And she watched that joy fade as he began to understand that the marriage could not stay hidden much longer. That even the voluminous robes she wore could not conceal a pregnancy forever. So it's unclear from that if it is saying that she is actively hiding it or not. I mean, there's no actual explicit statement if she is showing or not, which I find a little odd, just because of the whole. You can kind of tell in movies or television when an actress is pregnant doing it, because you will start noticing how, yes, the clothing is different and how it's a bit baggier, it hangs a bit differently, because they are trying to conceal that fact fairly often. Okay, so you can tell. So it's like, even if she's wearing these voluminous voluminous robes, there'd still probably be people that would be like, "You're pregnant, aren't you?" Or at least suspicious about it. And it's like, I mean, this really doesn't seem that reasonable to me, that she has successfully hidden it. I mean, granted, it shouldn't be showing that much, but still, there should be some. I would think that somebody would have figured this out. And it's also, seeing as how the book does go for the next 3 or 4 months, when she would obviously be showing, it's like, well, I mean, yet somehow, at least based on the movie, it's never revealed. So how is that he's the father? So apparently this isn't that big an issue. I mean, it is just odd, the setup here, as though, well, we can't hide this. It's like, well, yeah, but based on the movie, you don't, by the end of it, it's very clear, everyone would know, but it hasn't seemed to impair your work, hasn't impaired his, so what's the concern here that we're setting up? Although I will grant that the suggestion, because it's even talked about, like, if they found out she might be recalled back to Naboo, and it's like, and the idea of her going somewhere to have the child in secret, and it's like, I mean, it's not unreasonable that it would be head back to Naboo, spend some time with her family, have the kid, and have the kid stay with for a time, potentially, if she feels, oh no, I have to go back to Coruscant instead of being a mom. I would think she could absolutely leave the kid, or, as we know, it's twins, so children, the kids. Here she doesn't know, which is also apparently their medical science is less advanced than our own. Anyhow, I would imagine that her parents would be happy to take care, but also her sister, who already has 2 kids, would be happy to take care of her kids temporarily. Until the war's over, all that's wrapped up, so then we can we're retiring from all this. Gonna be a family kind of stuff. So, okay, where is that? Because she also has a line that really confused me. Wait, where is it? No, it's not. It was part of the whole. Oh no, here it is. Okay, about the whole. You know, he's so happy and wants to like shout this. It's just great to him. No, Anakin, not like all those others that. Uh, just like we love each other and we are married, just like trillions of beings across the galaxy. Not like all the others. They are not Jedi. We can't let our love force you out of the order. Force me out of the order? Was that a pun? Anakin, listen to me. We have a duty to the Republic, both of us. But yours is now so much more important. You are the face of the Jedi, Anakin. It's like, so far this is all fine. Even after these years of war, many people still love the Jedi. Yeah? Why wouldn't they? There's been nothing set up that there would be any reason for them not to love the Jedi. And what is the suggestion here that she believes that when there's a war on, that you should come to hate the people fighting it? What? I mean, that's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I mean, it's like, and if you start doing that's a good way to make sure you end up losing the war, or at least breaking morale such that victory is much harder to obtain. I mean, it's like, what are you doing here? But then she goes on, it's mostly because they love you. Do you understand that? They love the story of you. Excuse me. Which he mocks her, chastises her a little bit because of... He basically says you're being a politician again. Which, I mean, she is making a valid point there. So is he. Neither of them are really completely correct. Neither of them are completely incorrect on that. At least for how she's talking about. It is also one of those things of, yeah, Anakin is great and all, but there's a lot of other Jedi. Why are we building him up so much like this? I mean, right now, yes, he absolutely would be, because he's the one who killed Dooku. So he would be the great Jedi hero at the moment. But a week ago, even a day ago, it could have been a different Jedi. So why? I just, it's the whole, I don't like we're just going to take this and just build it up. Why? Because we want to. Because we want it to be awesome. We want it to be amazing. It's like, okay, but why? Give me a reason for that. It's like, if you can give me a reason for that, then great. But otherwise, no. It's like one thing, MASH is played a lot on a television channel that we typically will have on. And at this point, I'm kind of sick of it, but whatever. One thing that does annoy me is in several episodes, it is stated that they have the best survival rate. That their MASH is that. It's like, well, why is that? Why are you bothering with doing that? It doesn't benefit the story in any way, or even that it should fluctuate. I mean, there is one episode where it's like, you guys have the best rate, and we do want to try to recreate this elsewhere. So somebody was sent in and tried to figure out why, and everyone's concerned. Starts acting idiots. But it's like, okay, well, that's relevant for one episode, but there's multiple episodes where it's stated. It's like, well, why are you doing this? Why are you building that up? It's unnecessary. They need to be good, yes, but do they need to be the best? No. Why are you doing that? Well, it's probably vanity, and that it annoys me. It annoys me. And same thing here. Okay. So this is... Okay. So he's had his dream now that she dies in childbirth. She suggests maybe it's just a metaphor. It's also kind of funny. Hang on, where is it? Yeah, you're going to die in childbirth. Oh, she said. That was all. She had only a few months left to live. They had only a few months left to love each other. She would never see their child, and all she said was, oh. And it's like, I mean, hang on, wait for it. I would say I can potentially understand this. After a moment, the touch of her hand to his cheek brought his eyes open again, and he found her gazing up at him calmly. And the baby? I don't know. It's like, okay, yeah, this makes total sense. It's like, because they're playing women that absolutely would be you're saying I will die. Okay, what about the kid? Kid be fine? Okay, I'm good with that. There are plenty of women, that's exactly the choice they would always make. So it's like, yeah. Anyhow, but as it goes on, okay. So Anakin saying, because all I want is for us to be together, and we will be. But there must be more to your dream than death and childbirth. Oh wait, hang on. I'm too early. Or am I too late? Wait. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was starting after. So my dreams are literal, Padme. I wouldn't know a metaphor if it bit me, because she's suggesting maybe the dream was just a metaphor instead. You might not, and I couldn't see the place you were in. You might not even be on Coruscant, because she had pointed out that on Coruscant we have great medicine, so I'll be fine. I've been thinking about going somewhere else, having the baby in secret to protect you so you can stay in the Order. I don't want to stay in the Order. Don't protect me, I don't need it. We have to start thinking right now about how we can protect you, because all I want is for us to be together. It's like, I don't want to stay in the Order. He does straight up state this, and it makes sense, because at the moment he has a reason that is of greater, he has something of greater importance to him than being a Jedi. That is the child. Technically, also she would be, but it's one of those things where it's like, because somebody is an adult, they can make the decision, no, it's okay, we can accept this. But when you're making the decision for a child, it's a lot different. And when you're making the decision for anyone else, to ask somebody else to sacrifice is very hard to do, generally speaking. But you can say, no, it's okay, you can sacrifice, I can make the sacrifice and we can keep this secret, you can stay in the Jedi Order. This, he doesn't want to force that kind of sacrifice onto his kid, so he's like, I will just leave. But, as it goes on, she suggests, as far as the whole trying to get somebody to help, what about Obi-Wan? What about him? You told me once that he is as wise as Yoda and as powerful as Mace Windu. Couldn't he help us? No, I can't. I'd have to tell him. He's your best friend, Annie. He must suspect already. It's like, yeah, he kind of does. It's one thing to have him suspect. It's something else to shove it in his face. He's still on the council. He'd have to report me. And what? Is this something you haven't told me? I'm not sure he's on my side. Basically, what it goes into here is he wants to be a Jedi Master. He wants to retain that rank. But that's a decision from the council, which Obi-Wan is on. And he knows his name has come up, but he's not become a master. And but someone is blocking me. Obi-Wan could tell me who and why, but he doesn't. I'm not sure he even stands up for me with them. And I think you could read this as he's just emotionally charged. So it's not that he's accusing Obi-Wan of anything, but just that he does have a doubt there that Obi-Wan isn't fully on his side. But as it was stated in the previous chapter, they recognize he's not completely stable, so he can't be a master. And I even said they should tell him that, because that's something he can then work to improve on. This kind of underscores it, but it's also the whole, we go from one side of the page to the other. I don't want to stay in the Order it bothers me that I'm not becoming a Jedi Master. Well, why do you care? Don't you want to leave? And I do kind of wish that she made the point to him. That's like, but why do you need to be a master? You just said you want to leave. And it doesn't have to be in an accusatory tone, but just you just said that. So just, can we have some clarity there? Because he could just say, I want to know I could make it. I want to know I could reach it, kind of thing. Or that I feel I've earned it. And it could just be, again, she just tries to bring it back to, okay, but what is it that matters to you? Is it this with me? Or is it that? Because if she could convince him to give it up, to give up that vanity, give up that pride, which would be good for him in general, then he could potentially go to Obi-Wan and say it, and basically just be like, look, I know I'll be kicked out for this. I don't care. Let's finish this war. When it's done, I'm gone. I want to go anyway. So it's like, just wait until then. Get the council to wait until then. We're good. That's not unreasonable, I think. Yeah. I don't think that's unreasonable. And I don't think it would interfere with how the rest of the story goes. Because I think there's already enough faults, enough weaknesses in his relationship with the Jedi that the ultimate fall would still occur. His fall to become Vader would still occur. It in some ways would actually make it even sharper, because it's like he has this path out, but that ends up being cut off because of his fear of losing Padme, which is what Palpatine attacks. He does also go at the whole he wants to be a master, wants to be on the council. Does also go at that, but it still is. It's losing Padme that is what he fears the most. His pride is all. Palpatine attacks both. And it's like, okay, do that. That's great. But you could decrease one because the other, the fear, is far more powerful, I think. It would just open up the issue of... actually, wait, I do want to keep that open. Of more people would know that he is having kids. More people would know, so that would potentially be a danger with the original trilogy, but it could still be we need to keep with Obi-Wan, we need to keep this secret because we don't want to be harassed. And it's like, this is about us, it's not about the galaxy. So you could still work a lot of it out. And I get it. It's the whole, this is a novelization of a movie, you have to be close to that, but I also feel it's like some of this, let's just do it better. But it is also, I don't think that this book is very well written at all, so I think at times it's badly written. One thing, though, that is interesting. Okay. I know it, Annie, I know. She pulled gently away and looked up at him. Tears sparkled like red gems in the firelight. The Coruscant is burning in the distance. Red as the synthetic bloodshine of Dooku's lightsaber. He closed his eyes. Yeah, but there's also a little bit of setup here. He couldn't show them what he discovered within himself in the general's quarters on Invisible Hand. Basically, he can't show the council, let the Jedi Council know that he murdered Dooku. And it's like, what I find more interesting here is the whole, we again have his guilt, have his regret over that. Which is good. He should have that. But it was a couple chapters ago. It was like, oh, Dooku's body has burned up. All right, I'm good. I'm fine. Don't need to worry about this anymore. It was one of those things where it's like, you're making me hate him again. And it's like, here, okay, this is how it should be. We've already established the character will feel bad about doing this stuff. So why did you abandon that? I mean, it's all over the place. I'm a little all over the place. I got a headache. I need to drink more water. I really wish I could find the 6-month thing, but whatever. I'm also getting kind of tired. I could probably stop it. I'm just trying to check that there is nothing else. Yeah, I guess just one quick thing I do want to see. What's the name of the next chapter? Masters. Okay. So yeah, it will be interesting, because that suggests to me with the next chapter is when he will be put onto the council because Palpatine will insist on it, but has not made a master. Oh yeah, there was also that thought that occurred to me. Anakin was a Jedi Knight for 10 years, because End of Phantom Menace he became a knight. Attack of the Clones he was still a knight. It was between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith he became a master. Anakin has only been a knight for 1 year, as I recall. Because wasn't that... Yeah, it was 2 years after the Attack of the Clones that he... Well, 2 years after his marriage to Padme, which was at the end of Attack of the Clones, that he became a knight. If he became a master, that would be in 1 year. Dude. No. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. So him wanting to be a master, I was like, that's another reason for the whole, you need to be patient, dude. You really do. And it's one of those things because it's like the whole they should tell him why he's not becoming a master, and not assigning it to anyone, but just say, we feel you're not completely stable. You don't have a firm enough grasp on your own emotions that you can sometimes lose control of them. And so you're not a master of the Force yet. You're not a master of yourself yet. So you cannot be a Jedi Master. And it's kind of like how a lot of, at least classic rom-coms and situation comedies, sitcoms on television, fundamentally, the thing that causes a lot of the strife in there is miscommunication or lack of communication. It's like, that's exactly what I was seeing here, and it just annoys me. Because it's like, come on. It's not unreasonable that you would just say this, that you would just talk about this, and then the problem might not be easy to resolve, but at least it could start being resolved. So, and it is, a lot of this could definitely also be resolved potentially by just better communication. But anyway, I got a headache. I'm going to stop. I'll see about doing one later today. But hey, this is literally the shortest video. So at least I think it's the shortest one of all these for Revenge of the Sith. Yay! It won't last. At least I doubt it will. See you next time.